Hello, this is Jukesy 1992. Now, forgive me, for those new, I am a totally blind person, so I do not know how this video is going to look. I am holding literally a phone and trying to figure out, so the camera's up here, so I'm trying to figure out where my face will be. I want to talk about something a little bit different today. I know that many of you who followed me are looking forward to Rhythm Doctor. I will continue. Don't worry, that will be happening. I promise you that at some point it will be happening, but I'm figuring out something. I'm figuring out a collab with a good friend of mine, actually. We're going to be working together on the next part at some point. But I do want to talk about something else that's hot off the press. Something that I'm very excited about. So, yesterday I was on YouTube and Twitch. I was watching a good friend's stream, and then suddenly I was on YouTube and Red Octane Games return. Now, Red Octane, this is a big thing. They are way back when. This is early 2000s. Anyone remember Guitar Hero? Because if you remember the original Guitar Hero, that is Red Octane. That is Harmonix and Red Octane. Now we have Red Octane Games, people who are behind the rhythm genre, really. They're behind bringing that to the West. They've announced a new game. This is called Stage Tour. So, I want to talk about what we know about Stage Tour so far. And it's not too much, but it is something. So, I've been reading up on this because the trailer doesn't reveal much from a visual standpoint. It reveals a bit of a highway, and people have been saying that the note highway and the fret highway are kind of graphically different and maybe not as good. But remember, this is a really early reveal trailer. There's a lot more info out there if you know where to look. Not heaps. I will say that much. Not a set list confirmed or anything like that. But they have revealed a very basic idea of what they want to do with this thing. So, first of all, it is going to be called Stage Tour. That's it. Stage Tour. Not sequel. We're not looking at Stage Tour 2, Stage Tour Encore, Stage Tour this, Stage Tour that. This is Stage Tour, built for the future, built to evolve, and built with extra themes as you go along. It says build a band. So it says you can unlock different bandmates with stage presence and customize them to be part of different parts of the band. Your guitar, your bass, your vocals. But the big thing is the gameplay. They've said it's going to be 5-fret guitar, confirmed, and there's going to be new controllers, but there's a lot more going on here. They have confirmed guitar, drums, vocals, including new Stage Tour branded microphones, I might add. They've also confirmed 2 more controller inputs. Gamepad, so here, my Xbox controller's right here. We'll be able to use that. And for PC, and I'm guessing console, I don't know, but definitely for the PC side of things, keyboard and mouse, which means if someone's struggling with the instrument controllers, they'll just be able to pick up a normal controller and play. This feels like a proper party game. This is really intriguing. Really, I don't know how they're going to pull this off. I'm going to be brutal. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. Controller support. Gamepad. How? What are they going to do? Wow. What? Okay. From here, we know one more reveal, or just 2 more. They're planning for definite a digital download for the game. That is confirmed. They have mentioned physical and a bundle of some sort. The guitar controller, I I'm going to get this slightly wrong, I think, because I've not fully figured out how to say this. It's not PDP. It is not the Riffmaster that they're touting. They're touting C. Oh no! What is it? C something. Letter C. I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to maybe put this in the description or the comments if I can find out what this is. But from what I've been told, when people saw this, they were very pleased because apparently this company, this beginning of C, said the people have said, like in the actual community, have said that the guitars are really cool, and apparently they don't have an official partnership with that company. So we are going to be in for a proper resurgence in guitar controllers. Really good. Guitar controller that will last, apparently, is from what people are saying. They have partnered with, I believe, Gibson, there's Les Paul, and Kramer. They are the two things that I'm also hearing about. Setlist, we don't know the number of songs, we don't know, but the announced track was by a band called Static X, so we know they're going to try and cater for the rock crowd. That is what we're looking at, and this is what we're looking at here. So apparently there's going to be closed alpha test coming later this year, and apparently they want to try and go for a launch, a public launch by holiday, so late 2026, this year. So I'm going to be honest, I don't know what to think of that launch window. I think I wouldn't have minded if they would say closed alpha, then a beta in December or whatever, and then a public launch in like June next year to get this thing more polished. But for all we know, it might be polished and we just haven't shown what's coming yet. Because, yeah, so Guitar Hero Live, I've had a listen to some content, and that sounded quite interactive. The crowd were going pretty crazy. So if they're going to bring that back, that's going to be cool. So yeah, Freestyle Games. So ex Freestyle game devs are involved, and so that's they're called Third Kind Games. Yeah, DJ Hero and Guitar Hero Live. There is a rumour, and this is strictly rumour right now. There hasn't been a confirmation. But, so I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. The rumour is that they have hired some people from the Yet Another Rhythm Game project to be involved with this thing. So, they said they want it to be community-led, or whatever they said. That is, if that's true, that is a huge thing to talk about and think about. Big partnerships going on here. Multiple game devs involved. This is Stage Tour. It's coming this year. So for my part, I used to play the Rock Band games even though I can't see. That worked by, if you miss a note, the sound gets muted on the instrument that you're playing. So I did easy guitar, expert bass, and of course vocals. That was my partay. And very enjoyable series. I must have played that game religiously for about 4 or 5 years. Really, really enjoying all the content they released. And just practicing and playing and enjoying the vibe. So if that's what's about to happen here, which it looks like it is, I hope we are in for a really cool experience. Now, for my part, here's what I think. This needs to have a very good, what I'd like to call year one. So with Rock Band 4, it had a fairly good year one, but then they started to do things like the stems they were using weren't masters and stuff like that. And it really kind of fizzled. It fizzled out. They had Rivals. Rivals was all right, but it has fizzled. And then, of course, they got bought out by Epic Games, and the Fortnite Festival happened, which I haven't even touched. I don't know anything about Fortnite Festival. The one thing I hope for Stage Tour is this. I really hope they can add menu narration and narration for dialogue events, so tutorials, and for any tour events if there's like a tour thing that goes on. Because that way a lot more people will be able to play. There's on PC you have screen reader libraries like Talk. Talk is a library which can interface directly with screen readers, like mine is NVDA. So for example, NVDA is a completely free screen reader, so you can actually test it, and it uses a DLL, and then you can make it say things. And so, say the option quick play was highlighted in the main menu, it would say quick play. You go down, it would say tour, training. It would highlight and it would literally say the options. Now consoles, they have their own thing. I really need to look into this a lot more. Because I've forgotten the names of the actual APIs involved, but there are APIs for Xbox that can interface with text-to-speech. Sony, I don't know what Sony are doing. I don't know how it's working. I know that Unreal and Unity have their own screen reader implementation in the works as well. So I don't know what this engine or what this game, this Stage Tour, is going to be coded in, or how easy it would be to add that support to it. But adding simple things, narration, would make it much more playable for totally blind people, because we'd be able to then really pick our songs and choose. We had to do a lot of trial and error. The previews really helped us. So as you highlighted songs, it would do a preview. What we call accidental accessibility design really helped. Really good thing that helped was that there was no menu wrapping. So say you had difficulty options, easy, medium, hard, expert. If you go to easy and you try going up from easy, it will not go wrapping back round to expert. It will stay on easy. It will not make a sound. It will just sit there. You press up, you keep tapping up, mashing up, you will not go anywhere. That is what I mean by no menu wrapping. So I hope they bring that back, because I think that's very useful, again, for the blind and VI to know where they are now. There's also another option. There's Smart. I think it's called Smart Wrap. So how this works is, if you hold down, up or down, and it takes you to the bottom or top of the menu, it will then stop at that point in the menu. So you won't keep going scrolling infinitely. It will stop. That way you can kind of have a bit of both. But even for that to work properly, I'd say you really need that menu narration feature to use that efficiently, I'd argue. Unless you really, really learn the layout proper. Song filtering, I hope song filtering returns. Very useful. I found that really useful back in the day. I always set mine to either a mixture of alphabetical, or I would set it to newly added, so most recent. Again, I had to learn that through trial and error and help. If that menu was accessible and narrated again, boom, we are smooth sailing. So, this is me, Duke Scene 1992, very, very excited and talking about and finishing up a video on Stage Tour, and wishing Red Octane Games the best of luck in this new venture. I will be following with interest. Thank you, and see you all in the next one. Rock on!